And welcome back to Rogers Reports. Today, the Premier League is back. Well, it's not back today, it's back tomorrow. It's back in 2 days for Villa, and that is what we're going to be talking about. We travel to Ellen Road to play Leeds United. A bit of a bogey team for us, historically, in the past. We all remember that game, the 1-1 game, where they let us score after they scored and we had a man down. So there's a little bit of history there, and their fans like to put a little bit of bite into this fixture, but they currently sit, I think, one place above the relegation zone. However, their home form isn't actually too bad. So it's going to be a huge game for Villa, who have a couple of injuries coming off of the international break, and we're going to be talking about all of that, breaking the game down, previewing it, and I'll tell you how I would line the Villa boys up to take on this feisty little Leeds team and get Villa their 6th win in 7 Premier League games. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, be sure to leave a like, subscribe down below. We are, I think, 18 subscribers away from 3,900. If we could get to that by the end of the month, that would be spectacular. So do all of that good stuff for your boy. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now, FPL. We know the Premier League's back, so FPL is back. As you can see, I got 56 points last week, but let's have a little look at the league. The Rogers Reports Classic code to join will be in the description of the video and on the screen now. We currently have 49 of you guys in this league. Can we get one more? One more person must be up for joining the Rogers Reports Classic and getting in to the FPL League. Like I say, code on the screen. Now, JJ Ropp with Big Dons is our current leader. Last week, he had a pretty decent week. Thiago and Saka being his 2 big hitters there. You see, he has a constant lot of people. 14 points from João Pedro, keeping it top. I had a good week. I actually went up last week. Where am I? There I am. I'm currently 36th. I'm having a stinker. Last week, though, I did get 56 points. As you can see, Garnacho, me captaining Garnacho, it seemed like some people might have questioned it. It was a stroke of genius. Woutmada getting me 5 points as well. Martinez getting me 14 for Villa in goal. But this week, I've had to play my free hit, guys. I've had to play my free hit and use loads of free transfer because I had loads of people out injured and just games that didn't make sense. And this is what I've gone for this week. Sanchez, because if Chelsea don't keep a clean sheet against Burnley, I'm personally going to headbutt Maresca. I've gone for Timber and Saliba, just because I don't know whether Gabriel's going to be out injured. Cucurella and Bueno Sar, Rogers, Gravenberch, Mateta, Haaland and Isidore. Look at what they're playing. Wolves, Newcastle, who haven't been fantastic this season, and Fulham as well. So if you do want to get in on the FPL action, where we'll review it every single week, join using the code on screen. But let's have a talk about Leeds versus Aston Villa. As you can see, at Ellen Road, it Leeds, West Yorkshire. But the predicted lineups. Now, you'll notice one thing off the bat. What is Bro doing in that team? Well, that's because if we go down a little bit further, you'll see Ezri Konsa is currently an injury doubt because he withdrew from the England squad due to some tightness in his calf. Now, nothing's been confirmed as of yet. We'll wait for Unai Emery's press conference probably on Saturday. However, from doing a bit of reading, it's not a confirmed injury. He just felt a little bit of calf tightness. England had pretty much already qualified, let's be fair. So he's just gone back to Villa as a precaution. Now, Onana also withdrew from the Belgium squad due to a precaution as well. So the fact that he's in there and Konsa isn't goes to show we don't know what is going to happen, right, in this team. Leeds have Bernal and Willy Gnotto out injured, but let's have a little look at the predicted lineups that Footmodels have gone for then in terms of Leeds, especially, I'm going to do my own Villa one, but let's have a look at Leeds here. Perry in goal, Goodmanson, Bijol, I recognise him from somewhere, Rodon and Bogle. Ampadu here in a 4-1-4-1. Okafor, really, really good player. Statch, Longstaff, another good player. Aronson, and then Nyecha up front. They have a decent little crop of players, to be fair, at Leeds. If we look at our last run of results, you can see Leeds, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Only 2-1 loss to Tottenham Hotspur at home. I think that's their only home loss this season. Away from home, you can see they are not very good at all. 2-0 loss to Burnley, 3-0 loss to Brighton and Hove Albion, and a 3-1 loss to Sean Dyche's Nottingham Forest. But they did manage to beat West Ham 2-1 at home. We flip over to Aston Villa's form, and at home we have been really, really good, and away from home, not so good, right? Lost to go-ahead Eagles, lost to Liverpool, but at home beat City, Tel Aviv, and the 4-0 victory against Bournemouth as our most recent result. But again, we've gone into the international break. Could that form really mean nothing after you have 2 weeks off? If we look at the table, though, you will see it paints a much better picture for us than it does for Leeds. They currently sit, like I say, 1 point off of the relegation zone. And the fixtures around them probably actually are going to keep them out of the relegation zone, even if they do lose, right? Wolves play Palace. I wouldn't expect them to get any points. I mean, even if they did get 10 points, it would, 10 points it actually would matter, but still. Forest against Liverpool, you'd expect Liverpool to win that. Bournemouth up against West Ham, and Chelsea against Burnley. So it's always a little bit of a free hit for them. Fulham against Sunderland as well. Newcastle against City. So it really is a bit of a free hit. Not that they'll come into this game thinking anything, but they're going to come in and win it. For us, however, I've just spoken about all the teams around us having relatively easy games, bar Tottenham, who play Arsenal. So for that reason, we kind of need to win this to stay there or thereabouts. A win could theoretically take us as high as third. Now, obviously, that would be a miracle, right? That would mean Chelsea losing to Burnley, Sunderland losing to Fulham, and Spurs losing to Arsenal. I could see one of those 3 possibilities being realistic, but Liverpool and Manchester United, probably, and Bournemouth are all going to keep the pressure on, I would imagine, with wins in a relatively easy match week for everyone, theoretically, in the top half of the table. Leeds, however, like I say, struggling for form, especially away from home. I think they've only been beaten that one time at home. I think all of their wins have come at home as well. 10 goals for, 20 goals against, a goal difference of -10. Compare that with Villa. We've actually conceded 10 and scored 13. A positive goal difference for the first time in a very long time for Aston Villa. So everything points towards us being the team to beat here. But again, at home, Leeds, not too bad. 2 wins, 2 draws and a loss. A positive goal difference of 6 and 5. The only team to beat them at home being Tottenham. So at home, they're a bit of a formidable force. I mean, at home, Villa are as well. Now, you look at the away table here. Leeds 1 and 5. Villa 1 win, 2 draws and 2 losses. So it really is all to play for in this game. We can't come into this game thinking anything but this is going to be a really hard task. In the Premier League, we have a mixed bag. 3-0 loss, 1-0 win, 3-all draw, 3-0 win, 1-0 win, and then that was in a friendly rather, 0-0, and then a 2-1 victory back in 2023. But this is a completely different league, to be fair, from 3 years ago. Completely different team, completely different manager for Leeds. It's going to be a really, really tough challenge. How would I line Aston Villa up? Well, we're going to do it live. So you can comment down below what you would do as I do it, and then we'll see whose lineups are more accurate. But in goal, it's obviously Emi Martinez. I don't think there's any doubt that it would be anyone else but Emi Martinez right now. In at right back, it's going to be Matty Cash. Didn't play for Poland as a precaution, but no report of injury. I think it was just, again, a little bit of muscle soreness. And when you're getting into that Christmas period and stuff like that, coming up in a World Cup year, are you going to want to risk it in some of those international games? I don't know, which probably explains the absence of some of the players from their international duties. Now, at the right centre-back, I think if he's fit and if it was just a precaution and we're not going to cause any further damage, Ez has to start there. He's a future Villa captain for me. He takes the armband now when McGinn isn't on the pitch. Has to be a starter. If he's fit, he starts for me. And then next to him, I don't think we're going to disrupt the balance of the defence at the moment. And Mings is injured until January. So Powell goes in there, and then Luca Digne fills in the back four. It's a standard back four. It's the back four that have been performing pretty well and keeping clean sheets recently. Now in midfield, again, Kamara. There's no doubt in my mind he's one of the first names on the team sheet. But next to him, who is going to play next to Kamara, right? Onana was left substituted off in the 71st minute of the first Belgian match and then didn't play the second as a precaution due to some tightness, some injury. Yuri Tielemans played, and Yuri Tielemans was our player of the season last year. I think we could be seeing the return of Yuri to the starting lineup. We don't want to push Onana too hard, too fast. When he gets a good run of games and he doesn't get injured, he is a really, really good player. I don't want to risk it. Let's be smart with Onana. Yuri has looked absolutely brilliant every time he's come onto the pitch since returning from his injury. And against Leeds, I would like that Kamara-Tielemans partnership to tear their midfield probably apart, because they are two of the finest midfielders in the Premier League. Now, left and right, we have a few different options. We have Emi Buendia, we have John McGinn, we have Rodgers, we have Guasond. Who am I going to go for? Well, on the right-hand side, it's going to be Emi Buendia, our current, I would say, player of the season somehow. He's fought tooth or nail to get back into this team and perform as well as he has, and he has been performing fantastically. Has a little bit of a rest over the international break to ensure that that injury that he had that was niggling him before should be all sorted. Back to full fitness. Emi Buendia. Leeds is the type of game he'll go and get a couple of goals in. I have no doubt about that. And then on the left-hand side, we will go for Captain Fantastic. Scotland qualified for their first World Cup in donkey's years. And it's somewhat thanks to the exploits of that man, among some others in that Scotland team. And he's our captain, so he gets the nod for me there. That means that up front, or in the number 10 role, shall we say, when we play that box, is firstly going to be Morgan Rodgers. I don't want to feed in too much to this controversy that seems to have been sparked out of nowhere around Rodgers and Bellingham. Let's just enjoy the both of them. They're both bloody brilliant footballers, and for that reason, he gets the nod for me. That form of Rodgers in the first half of last season is slowly creeping back. And now the other striker position. This is going to be an interesting one, and I'm going to make the call for it to be Donyell Malen. Why? He played over the international break for the Netherlands. He scored an absolutely outrageous goal for the Netherlands. If I can overlay it, I will. Watkins didn't get picked for England because apparently he's been playing through discomfort. And if that's the reason for his poor form this season, we've got a red-hot Donyell Malen who's scoring goals left, right and centre for both club and international level. Let's just give him a run, drop Watkins to the bench so that, one, he can get through this discomfort, if that is the real reason he didn't get picked for England, and two, to give him a bit of a wake-up call that he needs to be better. And that team right there is more than good enough to go and get 3 points at Ellen Road. So what is my prediction for the Leeds Aston Villa game? Well, there's a couple of interesting battles that are going to be happening on that pitch. Ampadu, a very competent and confident defensive midfielder. So our box of Buendia, McGinn, Rodgers, maybe Marlon are going to have their hands full there. But Kamara, Onana or Tielemans, whatever combination of those three starts in midfield, I think we'll be able to deal with those quite handily. We also have the likes of Sancho, Maatsen, Barkley, Watkins or Marlon, Guasson off of the bench. I think it should be a comfortable game for Villa. Now, whenever I think that and we're away from home, we go and lose. But I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I really do believe in this crop of players. The way they've turned around our form since the first game of the season. Heck, even the 5th, 6th, 7th game of the season has been nothing short of brilliant, completely and totally impressive. And for that reason, I'm going to say that Villa are going to go to Ellen Road and win this game 2-0. Donyell Malen, Yuri Tielemans. Write it down. That's what's happening. What do you think? Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you for the review on Sunday. Up the Villa. Come on, boys. Let's get into that top 4. Why not?